And it's like, man, when you get to the UFC, sometimes you got to get people down and just take their back and submit them or do what you can. You can't be trying to just get these highlight reel knockouts all the time. We got Punahele Soriano versus Roman Kopylov. The last time we saw Kopylov, he got a knockout out of nowhere against Alessio Decarico. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna say against Alessio.
Yeah,
and
it was surprising too. I thought Alessio was gonna come back and win, but he was kind of piecing Alessio up too. So I mean,
yeah, it seems like when you go back and look at his previous fights, Roman's previous fights, it's the volume and it's the combinations. And then look at this. Look at before he got to the UFC. He won 2 fights in a row in the 4th round by corner stoppage and punch to the body. It seems like he's kind of like a slow starter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then it's like his striking gets better over time. Like he started finding his gates to like kind of get you and touch you up or whatever. But these are 3-round fights. So a lot of times we see he's not been able to get going fast enough. One thing that's concerning is to get submitted by Carl Roberson in the 3rd round. First of all, to get beat by Carl Roberson and then in the 3rd round, that's crazy. But to be fair, a loss to Albert Duraev by decision, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Because we know how that happened. So he was able to shake back at UFC Paris against Alessio, and it wasn't easy, man. It took some time, but then he got it. Now, Punahele is kind of like
we talking about
the opposite. Like
we said, Roman was a slow starter. A lot of times, Punahele is a slow starter too. If you think about it, because sometimes it takes him some time just to kind of get his.
I think it depends on. You got to realize with Dalcha, he had to be very careful. With against Nick Maximov, I don't even think he lost that fight.
He argued undefeated.
And Brendan Allen, that's just a lot. That's a lot to take on in your 2nd UFC fight. Well, no, your 3rd UFC
fight. He
fight.
arguably won both of those fights. That's what's so weird.
Yeah, I think he was injured. Didn't something happen to his knee or something in one of those fights? Yeah. But I still think he won.
I just don't think Roman had the style to beat Punahele. Because if you look at the people who beat him, they're wrestlers.
Hey, the one thing that's true, or they use wrestling to beat him. But both of these guys are left-handed. But Roman, it takes him a little bit of time, and then he kind of got to get his confidence up. But Punahele is looking for that one hitter quitter. And sometimes, like we saw against Dalcha, when that left hand wasn't landing the way he wanted to in the 1st round, because he had to be worried because Dalcha was hitting him with some big kicks. Remember, kicks to the body, kicks to the leg, the hands were still dangerous. But then Punahele came out in the 2nd round, doubled up on the jab, and started switching it up, and then was able to catch him. Now,
but Dalcha, he don't have the highest fight IQ.
Yeah, I know, but it's just good to see that Punahele was able to make a read and make an adjustment on his own, and just say, you know what, instead of just letting me throw the left hand, because that's my one knock on Punahele. I like him as a fighter, but my only thing is people know you're looking for the left hand, and you're leading with your knockout punch. You're not hiding it behind no type of jab or nothing. You just throwing it. Bro, they're going to see it coming. And even Roman, like if Punahele fights like that, Roman is going to win this fight. Because Roman going to be in and out, lateral movement. He's going to be hiding behind his jab like the way he's supposed to. It may take him a while to get going, but he's going to see the left hand coming. But if Punahele can like mix it up the way he's supposed to, he should win this fight. Has Roman ever been knocked out?
No, I was just looking at that too. And also, I think Roman can learn from Dalcha.
Yeah, because Dalcha did start off doing really good.
I told him with the leg kicks and the body kicks.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, can you do that for 3 rounds? I think there's different levels to this. I think Punahele is a tier above Roman. I don't think Roman has shown yet that he's in the same level as these guys.
And it would have to be this fight for him to show us that before we kind of look at him differently. I kind of got to keep you in this category until you show me otherwise, so I got to pick Punahele.
Yeah, then you getting submitted by Carl Roberson, man. That's going to be
that's tough,
asterisk.
Another thing about Punahele, you know, he can wrestle, but he kind of has this one-track mind, I got to get the knockout. And it's like, man, when you get to the UFC, sometimes you got to get people down and just take their back and submit them or do what you can. You can't be trying to just get these highlight reel knockouts all the time, because you will mess around and keep your opponent in the game long enough for them to come back and beat you or do enough to edge you out. You know what I'm saying? And don't take no chance. So
yeah,
if Punahele fights the way he's supposed to, and if Roman fight the way he been fighting, then Punahele should win. But I want to make it very clear, there is a world where Roman can definitely win this fight. if he shows up.
Because he is 1-2 in the UFC, and the only one win comes against Alessio.
Which is not a bad
it's not a bad win, but it's not a good one either.
Yeah, but I think Alessio was on a little winning streak coming in there. He kind of took the little winning streak away from him. Never mind.
Oh, he got TKO by Abdul.
Oh,
with a head kick.
Ironically. Yeah, you're right, he did.